friends, how are you doing today? I am doing well, and I have some horror pickups that I made this weekend. There was some stuff that I picked up from Savers. There was some stuff that I got in the mail, but the bottom line is all about the horror. It's all about either upgrading to a Blu-ray format or something I saw that was really cool that I wanted to talk about. So here is my few, maybe three, four, five, whatever, horror pickups that I made this week. Okay, first one is the movie 1408. 1408. Yes, this is a Stephen King horror movie that I wanted to upgrade so bad. I wanted to upgrade. I thought this was okay. This is a newer Stephen King adapted movie that, well, when I say newer, I'm talking within the last 10, 15 years or whatever, okay? Because anything besides that, to me, is considered an oldie. You know, the movies that came out in the 70s and 80s, Stephen King movies, whatever, which are classics, but these are the newer ones. And sometimes they're real stinkers. Sometimes when they do a newer movie, whatever, they CGI this stuff so bad that it's like I so miss the days of just clear practical effects when they used to have like Tom Savini go in there and create creature characters and have people go in and create these creature characters, you know what I mean? But now it's all CGI. But this was one of the better ones, and it all has to do with the storytelling. This is about a guy goes into a hotel room that's supposedly haunted, room 1408, and nobody makes it out there alive. And I am not going to give away too much of this movie, but I'll tell you right now, the CGI effects are great. John, am I right? John Cusack, yes, John Cusack, Samuel L. Jackson, yep, okay, I should look at the cover. Great in this movie. This is just a great movie if you want to just put it in, rainy day, Sunday afternoon. This was an upgrade to me. I have it on DVD, but I thought it was so good that I needed to see it in the Blu-ray format. I needed to see it a little bit more cleaned up. I needed to see it with a little more special features, and I was on a hunt for this thing, and luckily it's not out of print yet, and this is a good one. So room 1408, my first horror pickup, and I'm not going to give too much away, because if you have not seen room 1408, this is a horror must see. You have to see room 1408. Okay, next one just came in. This is a movie that back in the day, if you remember this, Shaw's Market. If you remember Shaw's Market, Shaw's Market is still around. They still exist to this day, but they had a video section. They had a VHS video section. You used to walk into the building, and on groceries are in the front of you, but on the right-hand side, next to the desk where you go to cash checks, that was a thing back in the day too. People going in cash checks, and on the right-hand side was their video store, and they would rent VHS tapes there, and sometimes they would sell VHS tapes there. So after they rented them out for a certain amount of time, then you could buy the VHS tapes for, I believe it was like between $5 and $10, which wasn't a bad deal back in the day. And this was one of the movies that I picked up not knowing what it was. And it's a movie called Stephen King's Sometimes They Come Back. I have not seen this movie for a long time. Still factory seal. It just came in the mail the other day. I have not watched it yet. I've not seen it in years and years and years. But if I remember correctly, it's about this this gang of almost like greasers, like like from the Grease time or the Outsiders, and they drive these cool 50s cars and stuff like that. And something happens to them, and then they come back. You know what I mean? So there's like, and they're terrifying everybody, and but I remember having such a great feel to it. You know what I mean? It had a nostalgic feel and a creepy feel. And if I remember correctly, I think this was like a made-for-TV movie. I don't think this was ever in a movie theater. I thought this was like a made-for-TV. Then it went out to VHS, and that's where I ended up seeing this. But this was something I have not seen in a long time. So I of course, I'm not going to give a big review on it until after I see it again, because I believe I was probably like 8 when I seen this and when I bought it. But when I saw this for sale, brought back so many memories of walking into the market and renting movies, the feeling of standing there looking at the cases and the boxes and everything. So this was a addition to my collection that I needed to make, because I didn't have it on it. I have it on VHS somewhere, but I do not have a VHS player hooked up. So this was an addition to my collection. I wanted to add this to my collection because now I can actually view it. Now, could I have picked up the DVD? I'm not sure if there's a DVD available. I've only seen this on VHS and on Blu-ray, but there's possibility of a DVD. I'm probably saying that, I would say there is. Probably about 99%, 100% sure that there probably is. And then there was a sequel to this. I think it's Sometimes They Come Back Again, which I had never seen. But if I'm loving this one, of course, will be on the hunt for sometimes they come back again. But great movie. Haven't seen it in years. Like I said, another made-for-TV Stephen King movie. And just the memories of this cover. You know, the whole, you know, the greaser thing with the, you know, the old car with the flames behind it. I looked at it and I was like, wow. You know, that movies are memories, my friends. And sometimes they just bring you back to these awesome times. Now, this one I bought for the family. This is what I consider a family movie, okay? This is a movie that I had seen quite a few times back in the day, and it is another Stephen King movie. Am I on 3 for 3 Stephen? Yeah, I'm on. All 4 of these are Stephen King movies, so I must have been on a Stephen King kick, and it just hit me just now that these are Stephen King movies. Okay, so all 4 of these movies, 1, 2, yeah, 4 of these movies are Stephen King movies, and this is a movie called Cujo. Now, listen, if you are a horror enthusiast, fan, or just somebody that's alive, you know what Cujo is about. Cujo creeped me out back. I didn't even own a dog, but the neighborhood dogs were like, I was like, I ain't petting them, I ain't touching them, I ain't looking at them, because this is possibly something that could happen. This is something that this is a for real thing. This isn't like a well, I won't say made up thing, because it is a made up thing, a made up story, but it's something that could actually happen. And to me, I feel. But the dog sticks his nose. If I remember correctly, I have not seen the movie in years, but this is something I felt like my family needs to see. I think my kids need to see it, especially with the fact that a couple of my family members keep telling me, "Hey, we need to buy a new pet." Now we got a cat. I'm not a big cat fan, okay? But we have a cat, and nobody really bothers with the cat. Cat kind of just exists. It lives and eats and it sleeps, and that's what it does. And you try to pet it, and it attacks you, you know, and try visioning and having something this big, you know, a giant dog having the same kind of emotions towards you, where it doesn't like you and just attacks you every time it sees you. And I can deal with the cat, because the cat's like try to bite my ankles or hands or whatever, and I'm like, just leave me alone, go away. But a big, disgusting, ferocious, blood-filled dog like this, that's a different story. So I was like, oh, I think my kids need to see this. They need to see the Cujo movie. So I ordered it, and it came in. And if you don't know what this movie's about, it's about a dog. He sticks his nose. He's out playing in the woods and everything. Sticks his nose in a hole, and I believe it's a bat. Bat bites him. He ends up getting rabies. He's vicious and drooling and full of blood and just oozing with snot. And he traps the family that they love in a car, and the kids, he's dehydrated, and the mother's like the star of this thing, which I also was played by, I think she's played by the lady from E.T. And wow, this is a ride. You know, it's like this is one of those horror movies that I don't want to be part of. There's certain horror movies like Dawn of the Dead. I'm like, yeah, I would love to be trapped in a mall for the rest of my life, and just be eating from the mall and living in the mall and shopping in the mall and taking whatever I need to get. Especially if they have a gun shop and an arcade and all kinds of fun stuff going on. They even had an ice skating rink over there in Dawn of the Dead. You had all kinds of fun things you'd be doing. But this is not the movie that I want to be in. I don't want to be trapped in a car with a snot-filled, blood-filled, rabies-filled dog that just wants to rip my head off and kill my child. I don't want to be part of this movie, and I'd like to stay away from it. So, Cujo, my other pickup from Stephen King. And then my last pickup was one that I showed in a video not too long ago, and a lot of people questioned why. There was a comments, you know, why did you pick this up? This movie was terrible. This was a terrible movie. I could not stand this movie. This was not a good pickup. It's a movie called The Mist. Stephen King's The Mist. Yes, and I put this on the other night because I will tell you the reason why I bought this. I bought this because it comes with the color version, and it comes with the black and white version. And I thought maybe the black and white version might be interesting. I mean, I thought it was interesting when they did it with Mad Max. I thought it was interesting when they did it with a couple of movies where they turned it from black and white to color. And then movies back in the day that are like 50s, 60s movies, and they were black and white, and then they turned them to color. Those are always fun to check out also. So I wanted to give this a watch. And I'll tell you, in black and white, it's got a different feel about it. I watched a color and black and white back to back. And the color one, I watched it and I was like, okay, yeah, I remember this. I remember, you know, in the CGI effects, and they're just terrible, you know what I mean? But in black and white, I'll be honest with you, they give it a different feel. You don't have that like, wow, this is fake feel. You know, you get that, your eyes are trying to focus on certain things, and it seems to flow a lot better in black and white. Now, if you can deal with black and white movies, then this is the one to find. Unfortunately, this one's out of print. The The Mist in black and white color out of print. Matter of fact, the reason why I came upon this was because they have a 2-pack out there with The Mist in 1408, but you do not get the black and white version of The Mist. So I played Let's Make a Deal with one of the guys on, I think it was Macari or whatever. I think it was Macari, and I was making this guy a deal, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll take this money for it. And I was like, okay, well, for that price, I'll grab it. But yeah, Room 1408 and the Mist 2-pack, if you're just a fan, that's the one to go for. That's the one I think is more easier to get on eBay. This one's the more difficult, but if you want to see the black and white version, this is the only way to get it, is in this pack. And like I said, black and white, I think is the way to go with this movie, because the CGI effects were so bad. And to tell you the truth, the storyline is fine until you get to the end, and then you're like, why? You know, why? That wasn't necessary. And I like to put myself in the place of the characters. So as the father in this movie, I would just feel really stupid at the end of this movie. I feel really stupid and dumb, and like really like, wow, you know. I think it was supposed to have like a shock factor at the end, but instead it had a how stupid people are, you know, factor at the end of this. You know, but it was good. It was good, and like I said, I think I prefer it in black and white. I just think I prefer it in black and white. And with that said, that's the end of my, I'll call this a Stephen King horror movie pickups that I've made recently. And with that said, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you later.